Congressman. And let's talk about that, because I think one of the real problems that we have today has to do with our infrastructure. And on many occasions, we've had an opportunity to hear you say something about transportation in this country and some of the problems associated with transportation, and some of your visions in terms of what can be possible in terms of trying to alleviate some of the congestion and some of the other problems that we have. Let's talk about transportation in Nashville and the airport situation for the next few minutes.
Well, we've got to rebuild America. We've got to rebuild our infrastructure, which brings about new jobs, new opportunities for us all. And I'm on the Transportation Committee in Washington, D.C. due to my membership in the United States House of Representatives. And I'm a very active member. And we've got the highway bill pending now, which is a multi-billion-dollar bill. And naturally, I wanted to take care of Nashville and Middle Tennessee as part of it. So we have $3.7 million in there for an intermodal or land port, we might call it, or a mass transit transportation center for the development of it. We expect, MTA and myself expect it'll cost about $33.4 million when it's totally completed. But it'll be a transportation center downtown. That'll be part of it, which will give us an opportunity to, for van pools, car pools, bus service, shuttle service, transportation to the airport, a mass transit system in terms of light rail, hopefully Amtrak service. But we got to look and prepare now for the future, because the future is such a short period of time. But if we don't plan and dream, nothing will happen. And that's why I wanted to incorporate it into the highway bill. And we've been fortunate that our proposals have been incorporated in the highway bill, and we expect to vote on it in Washington, D.C. In September, and it will benefit Nashville and Middle Tennessee.
Now, you also mentioned Amtrak as part of this whole operation. Why don't you give us some information as to how you see Amtrak and some of the problems that you see in terms of trying to bring that through Nashville?
Well, you know, I'm a native Nashvillian. Most people live in Nashville now are not native Nashvillians. They've come here from other places, which is great, which has offered a new dimension for Nashville. I think I'm the endangered species these days, because most people, such as yourself, who've come from Arkansas, but Nashville is your home just like it's my home, and we all want to build a greater Nashville area. And I remember train service and passenger service in Nashville. Matter of fact, I've ridden on a train from Nashville to L.A. and back as a boy. But that's non-existent now. Well, I'm trying to bring it back, and we've got some movement in that direction now. Hopefully we can tie it in with the Olympics of 1996 that'll be held in Atlanta, Georgia. And hopefully by that date we'll have Amtrak service again in Nashville, which would run from Chicago to Jacksonville and on to Miami, which would go through Springfield, Tennessee, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Chattanooga. The last time we had Amtrak service, it went through Birmingham, which I'm not sure was the best route. We think this could be a most profitable route for Amtrak service, because they're more and more moving toward being in the black by the year 2000. And that's what we'd like to see happen for the sake of all concerned. But you have to realize also that no country in the world has been totally in the black when it comes to offering passenger service, because it just hadn't worked that way because of how it's structured. But you see what other countries have done with passenger rail service, and we want to do it for the greater Nashville area, and I think it'll work. And we've organized people all along the route, all the way from Chicago and Evansville to Nashville, on to Georgia and Florida, and we're very organized, and hopefully we'll be able to bring about fruition and reestablish Amtrak railroad passenger service for Nashville.
Very good. Another area of transportation that you're also involved in as member of the subcommittee, I think, on aviation in Congress, has to do with the Nashville International Airport. Why don't you talk about that for a few minutes in
Well,
terms of what you're trying to
I'm on the aviation committee, and you know, we got a first-class airport. Matter of fact, I'm working on some international direct service for Nashville at present for Europe, whether it be London or France or other locations, as well as Central and South America. And I think that very well could happen. We could announce some additional international air service as early as 1992, next year. I was able to get through some legislation in Washington through the U.S. House of Representatives and the Senate that was sent to the President. Matter of fact, the President praised me, which I appreciate very much, on noise abatement, because we wanted to solve many of our noise problems here in the greater Nashville area, and we wanted to do it now. But we had no assurances that we could solve the problems now if we spent local money. And so my bill stated clearly that what we wanted to do was to spend local funds with the guarantee out of the airport trust fund, where they have billions of dollars restricted for aviation, that we could be reimbursed. Our local community, our local taxpayer could be reimbursed out of the airport trust fund in Washington, D.C. for monies that we could spend now